Hello, I'm Todd Foreman with the Bedford Police Department. I'm the Chief of Police, but I'm also the chair of the Crime Prevention Committee. The Crime Prevention Committee is a committee of about 30 of us, and we host a award about crime prevention, which is sponsored by ecoATM, and we'll talk about that in a minute. This award is important to us because we want to bring focus on crime prevention. We want to figure out ways to prevent crime in our communities and be able to share the ideas that we have through a committee through all the different police departments in the United States and throughout the world. This award goes to a police department nearby, and it's an award that focuses somewhat on mental health and how mental health can prevent crime. I won't go too far into it because I'm going to let Jim Smith speak about that, and I'm going to introduce him now. Jim Smith is with ecoATM, our sponsor of this event, or of the award, and he is the Director of Law Enforcement Relations for them. And we have a member of the committee who is from ecoATM, Mike McCann. So Jim, thank you for being here today, and thank you for being here to talk a little bit about what you do as a sponsor for us.
Thank you, Chief Foreman. And as the Chief said, I'm Director of Law Enforcement Relations for ecoATM. I'm part of a team of retired law enforcement executives that works with law enforcement globally. Crime prevention has been part of ecoATM's DNA since our company was founded in 2009, with over 4,600 kiosks and 28 million devices recycled. We're the global leader in handheld electronic device recycling. ecoATM's kiosks are engineered and designed to use sophisticated technology and processes to provide a safe and secure process for our customers, capture and provide detailed information about each sale to law enforcement, and detect, deter, and prevent a criminal's ability to profit from their crime. We are a leader in transparency, with law enforcement reporting all sales and never requiring a search warrant or subpoena for law enforcement requests. ecoATM is proud to sponsor the International Association of Chief of Police's Leadership in Crime Prevention Award, recognizing innovative crime prevention programs throughout the world. It's our honor to be able to help IACP in recognizing and highlighting agencies that design innovative crime prevention programs so that others can learn how to best protect their communities, reduce crime, and build relationships with the members of their community. On behalf of ecoATM and our CEO, Dave McCara, it is my privilege to congratulate the Denver, Colorado Police Department on being the recipient of this year's award.
So let me just say first that, the Denver Police Department, we pride ourselves, on being a forward-leaning agency, particularly in the space of alternate response, identifying progressive and cost-effective approaches to best address community needs. And, we kind of began in this space in 2016 with our co-responder program. Back then, we just had 3 clinicians. We've since expanded to 34. These civilians respond to calls for service with uniformed officers. And we've identified that about only 2% of these encounters have resulted in arrest. We then, began our STAR program, support team assisted response, for which we're receiving this award in 2020. And here we pair a mental health professional with a paramedic and dispatch them to calls for service where it appears someone's in crisis, adding a non-traditional response option for those 911 calls. Understanding that, many of these calls, aren't necessarily law enforcement calls. Certainly we are the response mechanism that often gets, put in these situations. But a traditional law enforcement response, often isn't, the most prudent response. So during the pilot, we identified that nearly 3% of our call load, which, is pretty significant, was eligible for a STAR response. And none of those calls resulted in an arrest, resulted in any injury. We were ultimately able to connect people with, the necessary services. So based upon this initial success, we expanded the program citywide and increased the times that our STAR van is available. Again, Denver, like all municipalities, face unique and often chronic issues, which require us to think strategically, taking, kind of the whole of city approach. And at the end of the day, we just want to provide the best service to our communities, recognizing that traditional approaches obviously, often aren't always optimum. So, DPD, and, we ensure that our programs and policies are evidence-based and data-driven. We hold regular meetings with our community and other stakeholders to ensure that our initiatives meet identified needs and ideals. And, I think it's important to state that there's, significant ownership from the chief on down to the patrol officers of both the program and the importance of providing, the best possible resource to some of our, most vulnerable community members. Now, winning this award is certainly a recognition of the hard work and dedication from the men and women of the department, our city leaders, and our many community partners. And additionally, I hope that this recognition brings with it the opportunity to share our experience with other agencies who are looking to, implement a similar program.
Thank you, Chief Thomas. It's an exciting program, and we in the Crime Prevention Committee have recognized that, and we want to recognize you for it. And we do hope, that is one of our hopes, that these programs can be emulated in other communities throughout the nation as laws allow. And it's exciting for us to see, because you're not only helping possible victims of crimes through mental health, but you're also helping people who possibly could be committing crimes. And keeping arrests from happening. So you're facing crime prevention in two different ways as we look at it. You're taking away opportunity, and you are taking away helping the possible suspects not to commit crimes by getting them the help that they need and deserve. So it's a really great program. We were excited about it as we went through the grading process, and our committee highly recommended yours for this award, and we brought it to ecoATM in that manner so that we could recognize you for this. And it's something that's important to us, as I said, because we want to focus on that crime prevention, and we hope that you have the opportunity, not only through us posting what you received the award for, but also maybe some others contacting you and asking you how they can emulate it in the future. Jim, would you like to say anything before we finish our meeting up today?
No, just again, congratulations to Denver Police Department. It's a great award. And when I was working, I was fortunate to be a part of a similar type effort in Los Angeles County. And I think it's their program's outstanding, and congratulations on winning their awards. Very well deserved.
Thank you.
Well, I want to just say, Chief Thomas, thank you. It's a well-deserved award. Jim, I want to thank you because ecoATM, we could not do what we do without your assistance in providing the assistance to this award. I know IACP wants to thank you for it also, but especially our Crime Prevention Committee, and allowing members of your organization to be part of our committee to help us focus on ways to combat and prevent crime. Thank you all for your time. If there's no other comments that anyone wants to make, Chief Thomas or Jim Smith, do either one of you make any final comments before we go? If not,
no, I just want to, on behalf of Chief Peza and the men and women of the Denver Police Department, just want to say once again, thank you.
No problem. Thank you. It's a well-deserved award, and thank you for your time, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.